Following a devastating loss, John Travolta continues to grapple with the aftermath of a second tragedy. His deep bond with Kelly Preston, whom he met on the set of The Experts in 1989 during a challenging period in his career, endured despite the stark contrast in their professional trajectories. Preston's unwavering love for Travolta, sparked by her admiration for him since her teenage years when she first saw him in Grease, blossomed into a whirlwind romance, marriage, and the joy of raising 3 children together. However, the family was struck by a heart-wrenching blow in 2009 when their eldest son, Jet, succumbed to an epileptic seizure. Over the following 2 years, Travolta shifted his focus from his acting career to provide steadfast support for his grieving family. This tragic loss served as a catalyst, drawing the family closer together. Yet, just as they began to recover from this profound sorrow, another devastating blow struck. Preston was diagnosed with breast cancer, igniting a 2-year battle that saw Travolta exhaust every resource in pursuit of her recovery. Despite his relentless efforts to procure the best medical care and unwavering presence by her side, Preston ultimately succumbed to the illness. In the wake of this heartbreaking loss, Travolta announced a hiatus from his career to prioritize caring for their children, who now face the profound absence of their mother. While his on-screen appearances have become less frequent, Travolta remains devoted to his children and continues to grapple with the profound loss of his beloved wife. Pierce Brosnan's life took a tragic turn with the death of his wife Cassandra Harris, which had profound effects beyond just their marriage. Brosnan first crossed paths with Australian actress Cassandra Harris in London in 1977 when he was 24 and she was 35. Though Harris was already a mother to 2 children from her marriage to movie producer Dermot Harris, Brosnan found himself deeply smitten. "I thought, what a beautiful woman, and I couldn't imagine spending 17 years of my life with her. I wasn't thinking about wooing her. I just wanted to savor her beauty," the actor recalled. Harris succumbed to the allure of the young Brosnan and left her husband and children to be with him, and Brosnan embraced them as his own. Their idyllic life was shattered in 1987 when Harris was diagnosed with ovarian cancer. Despite a 4-year battle with the disease, she passed away in December 1991 at the age of 49. Brosnan was deeply affected by the loss of his beloved, admitting that his entire life changed after her diagnosis. He stood by her side throughout her treatment, believing in her recovery, as she always radiated cheerfulness and boundless love for her family. The impact of this terrible tragedy haunted Brosnan for many years. It wasn't until 2001 that he remarried, but another devastating blow awaited the Hollywood star. In 2013, his adopted daughter Charlotte succumbed to the same diagnosis as her mother, passing away from ovarian cancer at the age of 42. Brosnan struggled greatly to cope with this second loss. Stanley Tucci's heartache became enduring anguish after his wife departed, a pain not easily understood by many. In 1995, the actor exchanged vows with Kate, a social worker, and together they welcomed 3 children. Additionally, Tucci embraced 2 more children from Kate's previous marriage as his own. However, their family faced a severe test when, in 2002, Tucci engaged in infidelity with actress Edie Falco and briefly left his wife for her. Yet, he soon came to a profound realization. There was nothing more precious to him than his wife and children. 7 years of unclouded joy came crashing down in tragedy when Kate was diagnosed with breast cancer. The entire family rallied around her in the battle against the disease, but sadly, Tucci's beloved lost the fight. Thus, the artist found himself alone, entrusted with the care of their 5 children. Even 7 years after Kate's passing, the Hollywood star continued to honor her memory in nearly every interview, lamenting his failure to apologize for the pain he caused her. "I wish I could have done more for my wife and been by her side as she passed away. I couldn't bear to be in the room with her at the end, knowing that witnessing her departure would devastate me and leave me unable to care for our children," Tucci expressed regretfully. In 2012, the actor remarried, tying the knot with Felicity Blunt, a literary agent who blessed him with 2 more children. Nevertheless, Stanley Tucci still carries the weight of grief for Kate. Steve Buscemi's poignant love story unfolded like a script from a melodrama, culminating in his heartbreaking decision to keep his wife's death a secret from nearly everyone. Throughout the 90s and early 2000s, Buscemi's presence graced countless cult films, including Reservoir Dogs, The Big Lebowski, and Pulp Fiction. Behind the scenes, he found unwavering support from his beloved wife, director Joe Andres, who had been captivated by his work as a teenager and even adorned her room with a poster featuring his image. Their serendipitous reunion on a film set led to a deepening connection, culminating in their marriage in 1987 and the birth of their son Lucian 3 years later. For 3 decades, the couple graced red carpets and film festivals, seemingly enveloped in happiness. Their final public appearance together occurred in July 2018, at the premiere of Puzzle, before they retreated from the public eye. It was later revealed that, unbeknownst to many, Andres had been battling a severe illness, ultimately succumbing to encapsulating peritoneal sclerosis in January 2019. The news of Andres's passing came as a shock to the world, as Buscemi had shielded the truth even from his closest confidants. Left grappling with the profound loss of the woman who had been his entire world, Buscemi navigates his grief in solitude, his heart still aching from the absence of his beloved wife. After the death of his wife, Rick Moranis withdrew from public life. And it's completely understandable. In the 1980s, Moranis was at the height of his popularity, starring in the iconic Ghostbusters, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, and many other films. His acting career seemed poised for even greater success, but tragedy struck. In 1986, Moranis married makeup artist Anne, and they shared a close bond for 5 years, welcoming a son and a daughter. However, their happiness was shattered when Anne was diagnosed with breast cancer. Moranis did everything in his power to save her, but tragically, she passed away on February 4, 1991, just 1 day shy of her 35th birthday. Devastated by the loss, Moranis made the decision to step away from acting in 1997 to focus on raising their children, Mitchell and Rachel, only occasionally lending his voice to animated projects. Bob Newhart's initial encounter with his wife proved to be prophetic, but the eventual conclusion of their marriage caught everyone by surprise. A renowned figure in 1970s comedy, Bob Newhart first crossed paths with the beautiful Virginia Quinn in 1962, thanks to a setup orchestrated by his friend Buddy Hackett. However, there was a minor hiccup. The woman intended for Newhart was already in a relationship. Undeterred, Hackett took matters into his own hands. "I don't think he's the right guy for her, so I'm setting you up on a blind date. You'll date her, then you'll marry her. You'll have kids and name one of them Buddy," he told Newhart. True to Hackett's prediction, a year later, the pair married and eventually welcomed 4 children into their lives. Although Newhart never did name a son Buddy, their union appeared to be a blissful one, with Jeannie steadfastly supporting her husband throughout their 60 years together. It seemed as though the couple were destined to be described as dying on the same day. But fate had other plans. Tragically, on April 23, 2023, the comedian's wife passed away at the age of 82 after a prolonged illness, the details of which remain undisclosed. In the lead-up to her departure, Newhart was notably absent, likely dedicating himself to easing her suffering and maximizing their time together. To this day, he refers to Jeannie as his mainstay. Following her passing, the comedian's laughter waned and his involvement in acting diminished significantly. Dear viewers, if you enjoyed watching this video, please subscribe to the channel and give it a like. This will motivate us to bring you new videos. Thanks for watching and all the best. You have been to the Celebrity Info channel.